The Worst Cook in New York, the story of Mary Malone, as told by Chef Arlena Strode. You have been taught the right way to wash your hands at home, at school, and in your cooking classes. The reason we do this is to stop the spread of germs that can cause illness. We do this to keep ourselves and others from getting sick. It is especially important when we are cooking because some germs can be carried through food. It is hard to imagine a time in history when washing hands was not a normal everyday thing to do. It is true, however, that there was a time when it was not a commonly accepted practice. Mary Malone was born in 1869 in Ireland, which was just 17 years after the Great Potato Famine. She was 10 years old when the blight returned and threatened a second famine in Ireland. There were also many battles with the landowners who were mostly from England and the land workers who were Irish locals. It was not surprising that Mary wanted to leave Ireland to live with her aunt and uncle in New York in the United States of America when she was 15. Many immigrants entering the USA believed there were better opportunities there. Those leaving their countries for the Americas hoped for better jobs and more food. They had to sail on large ships for weeks to get to the land of hope. When she first arrived in New York, Mary worked as a maid, but soon after she got a job as a cook from some wealthy families. Cooks made more money than maids did, so she was very happy with these new positions. Mary was cooking for 8 different families when 7 of them contracted typhoid. This happened within 2 weeks of her starting as part of their cooking staff. Typhoid is a bacteria infection that can spread throughout the body, affecting many organs. Without prompt treatment, it can cause serious complications and can be fatal. It's caused by the bacterium called Salmonella typhi, which is related to the bacteria that causes salmonella, food poisoning. It can be greatly reduced by using good hygiene. Mary decided to move from New York City to Manhattan, New York, and start a new job. Shortly after beginning her new job, several members of the new family she was working for, as well as other staff in the house, started having symptoms of typhoid fever. This continued family after family and city after city for 7 years. An investigator was called into a Park Avenue home to determine the cause of another typhoid outbreak. He recognized the description of an Irish cook who had been at the other homes where typhoid had broken out, and that she would frequently leave without any forwarding address. Mary was arrested, and while she was under arrest, they tested her and found high amounts of typhoid bacteria. This was sure proof that it was her spreading the illness. Doctors recommended removing her gallbladder to stop the spread. She refused the dangerous operation because she did not believe she had typhoid. They thought they could release her to work as a maid instead of a cook, but she refused to obey because of the lower pay for a maid. Mary was quarantined on an island just off the coast of New York for 3 years. She agreed to not work as a cook anymore in exchange for release. She struggled for several years with not making enough money. She decided to use fake names and work as a cook again. Once again, everywhere she worked, people got typhoid. The investigator eventually caught up with her, and she was sent back to her quarantine island for the rest of her life. The impact that Mary had on the culinary world was an important one. We all know and understand better than Mary did that washing our hands and being aware of bacteria is very important to being a good chef. It is fun to cook for ourselves and others. We always need to be safe, get help from adults when we need it, and always wash our hands when we are cooking.